ASLOK is over till next October. The fun it is done for sure. One day next autumn we'll do it again, playing Essaya with all of our friends. No use complaining, no time remaining for something we all adore. ASLOK is over till next October, so come back next year for more. Things to think over for next October, maybe play for Rigator. Enter a mini or start a campaign. Become the go-dash for fortune and fame. Even if it is raining, we'll be there playing upon the hotel's top floor. Start looking over your red October. Look at the balance in roar. ASLOK is over till next October. Then this is the new Rofaz. Second is coming, she played a great game. They'll be back next year to throw down again. No need explaining, no one's remaining to play the game we adore. When ASLOK is over, you'll see slumped shoulders. Everybody's all gun-ho.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Happy New Year.
It's a new year, 2022.
Let's get out the noisemakers. Well, I have to say, I'm glad to see 2021 is gone.
Yeah, are we going to say that every year?
God, I hope not. That's such a grim thought.
Yeah, well, of course, the first COVID year. But yeah, last year I had a lot of personal deaths in the family.
Yeah.
But you had a lot of good things in the year, didn't you?
No.
Okay.
I can't think of anything. I'm still here. That's a good sign.
We played Star Wars.
Yeah, we played Star Wars. We played some games. We played some ASL, which I hope we can get back into that now. Going forward, starting here now that we're through the hubbub of the holidays. How was your Christmas?
Was good. Once again, I was one of the few people in the family to get toys. So I'm prepared to show and tell for the YouTube audience. I got a Frostgrave Castle Remains piece from my lovely wife, 3D printed on eBay. I don't know the seller's name because there's so many of them now, 3D print and stuff.
How is it that Laura knows exactly what to get you? She is the best. Wow.
Yeah, probably because I send out some links to things. But for you D&D fans, Icewind Dale, which you may remember, Jeff, you adventured. This is all a winter scenario thing.
Lovely.
You had actually fought. Well, I already have all the winter miniatures, and I have a series of adventures that I invented myself, but this would be a nice second reason to go up to the Great White North. But you had fought this polar bear when you're with your monk. I'm sure you remember it well.
That's probably the first time you've ever uttered those words in that lineup. You fought this polar bear with your monk.
You encountered.
You would think I would remember that.
Well, no, we've done a lot of adventures.
Yeah.
A nice Yeti. So I got all these minis. ice troll, which is a regular troll. I just painted them up to be like an ice troll kind of thing. I had my own invented ice troll statistics, but there is one somewhere now in a D&D pack. It's somewhere, I don't know, second edition, third, whatever. Ice toads, they're from the original. You just take your regular yellow and green toad, spray paint them, and then put some seasoning on them
Yeah,
and taste like chicken.
I'm sure they do.
Shading on them. And then I was the first one to take my owl bears and paint them white. So they're polar bear and snowy owls.
Oh, what a nice little they make.
You know, I was doing this on my own years ago and said, oh, this will be cool. Have a polar bear owl bear. Well, of course, guess what they now have officially?
Polar bear, owl bear.
Yeah, they stole my idea.
I would never play that. It's too hard to say. Polar bear, owl bear. Polar bear, owl bear. Polar bear.
Snowy owl bear.
Oh, a snowy owl bear. That's
yeah. So anyway, yep. And I got a thing to put my phone up on my car dashboard and the 2022 Tolkien calendar. So,
oh, who does the art in there? Where's the art from?
Ted Naismith, and they've been stuck on him for the last probably 8 years. I'm getting a little tired of him. I would like him to do. There's so many other fantasy artists, like even the guys that do all this.
Yeah.
D&D Wizards of the Coast stuff. So.
Oh, he must have some dirty laundry on one of the Tolkien or something.
Yeah, they used to have, of course, originally they had the Hildebrandt brothers, very famous.
Yeah.
And then a variety of different people. Some years it was a combination of different artists. And remember, my dream was to illustrate the calendar.
I think, there's still time, Dave. You've got the very good Boromir there, yes.
Boromir.
And Frodo and Sam.
Yep, down there.
Also there. So you just have 10 more months to do. Get on that.
I have some other paintings too you haven't seen.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think you said you weren't doing gifts this year. Is that right?
That's true. We did not do any gifts this year. We agreed. The kids agreed with me. I mean, my daughters are grown women now, 30s, 30. Anyway, yeah,
20,
we decided
28.
It was too weird a year. Nobody was in the Christmas spirit. We didn't watch any Christmas movies. We didn't listen to any Christmas music. And we don't need anything.
Oh, that's true.
So we just thought, let's skip this year. We'll give some money to charity and just do that. So we did that, which worked out fine. It was very relaxing. How about New Year's resolutions? Did you make any?
No, don't do them.
Okay, I've made some for you because I don't need any myself, but I make them for other people. So
I've got top 10 list.
Quite a long list. It's quite a long list. I'll send it to you. Yeah. So it's I'm glad that the year has started. Last year ended up very weird. Did I talk on the show about my recent encounter on nextdoor.com?
No, I think we talked at breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
It's social. That.
It's like social. It's like Facebook for your neighbors. So everybody in your neighborhood or city you live in or whatever can sign up there, and you can post things if you're selling stuff and just little neighborhood kind of news and stuff like that. Well, it's turned into a real nasty place to be. I mean, I just innocently posted something the other day because the neighbor across the street has a big sign. It's like a real estate sign, freestanding metal sign for their lost cat. It's been up for about 3.5 months. So, and I went on it's not my neighbor's cat. It's somebody else. Somebody from somewhere came and put that sign on the parkway. So I went on Nextdoor and I said, how long do you think we should keep these kind of signs up, for lost animals? Seems to me a couple of weeks should be good, and then people should take them down. Dave, I got 52 people, 52 replies within a week and a half telling me I'm a terrible human being.
Well,
yes. I obviously don't like animals, and I never have been an animal person. I need to chill. It went on and on and on and on. And I just thought, what has the world come to? So my New Year's resolution is two. One is to not go on Nextdoor ever again. And the other is to try to live like it's 1999. So no social media. I put my phone down for hours at a time. Every time I I think of a question like, gee, I wonder how you make a corned beef and cabbage. I don't immediately go Google it. I just trying to return to simplicity. I hope you'll join me.
Yeah, actually, I kind of have been. I didn't even check email for like well over a day, which is unusual.
Excellent. Yeah.
I keep us on Twitter. I'm on less than I was, and that's again kind of fun. And I never did, of course, Facebook or anything, but
you're a smart guy.
Trying to do the same thing. So, but did any of them answer your question when you asked how long?
Nobody actually. No, nobody actually answered the question, and they didn't ask me for more information. I mean, it was an attack. It was just attack. 52 of them. Attack. Just unbelievable. And of course, they're probably all nice people. It's just you get on social media and your insides come out.
Yeah, shouldn't they have phrased that like, you need to understand that some people really like their pets, and then for them it would be a long time. And some people like animals a lot, Jeff. So
but there ought to be a time limit, I think.
Yeah. Well, at least when.
And they may have found that cat 3 months ago and just never picked up the sign. Huh?
Or when they find its flayed skin stapled to their front door. Do I have to edit that out?
No, I think you should leave that in because it's only a cat. No, I'm kidding.
Because that's how mean the world is that we live in.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So anyway.
That's why I like you, Jeff, and people like listening to you and us.
Because I complain?
We're nice.
Yeah, well, we're nice. Yes, that's it.
And we do have ASL information. We do have the rules.
It's time for rules. You need the rules to play the game and put your opponents to shame. They might seem hard, but that's okay. We're gonna learn them anyway. Rules.
Okay, we've got some rules to go over.
Yes, indeed. It is Rule 15, Jeff. Heat of Battle.
Oh.
Not the wonderful game company, Heat of Battle, run by Steve Deathlisson. He was interviewed on this show twice. But the rule Heat of Battle, the intro states, the cauldron of battle, which destroyed so many units that failed the test of arms, could also forge better soldiers and or acts of desperation born of heroism or despair. Boy, there's a great sentence.
Otherwise known as the heat of battle.
And it's not just like in the Pacific where the temperatures are higher.
Right.
The process is reflected by a heat of battle die roll, which follows any original. What kind of roll, Jeff, are we taking when we look for a heat of battle result?
Well, that would be a morale check or a rally.
Yes, not a self rally though. That
right.
One goes to leader creation instead, and it would be a die roll of 2, 3, or 4. Which one?
2.
That is correct.
So you're in it. You're taking a morale check. You roll a 2, or you're doing a rally check and you roll a 2. Then you follow it up with a heat of battle die roll.
Yes, on a chart. Now let's try to name all the cool peeps who are not subject to the heat of battle die roll. Okay, this is really, really hard to just go from blank brain.
Well, let's see.
I would not get a heat of
battle. Crews.
Yes, because they don't have higher level dudes and stuff.
Heroes.
Heroes, also true. They can't go up or down in quality.
Okay. Yeah, I can't go up or down or quality. I would guess that would be like passengers. How about passengers or on?
Passengers, riders, crews, yes, they are included in there. Now
Okay.
they could go up or down in quality, but they're in a vehicle, so I guess they just don't want to screw with it.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
that also would include cavalry.
Okay, cavalry. Okay.
And there's more. You got participants in a human wave attack.
Because they're busy, they're doing this. They're standing up and they're
And the next guy stands up and then sits down. The next guy stands up.
Yeah.
If you're already berserk, they don't mess around with that. Snake eyes on that. Climbing, swimming, wading, and units in boats or parachutes don't do the heat of battle. I guess that's just they could go up or down in qualities, but in those cases you're engaged in this weird activity already that has all of its own special rules about movement. And if you're climbing, you're not gonna go berserk and just start charging somewhere else probably.
Yeah.
Now
that makes sense.
Heat of battle die roll has modifiers on it.
Right.
From memory, what might those be?
Well, let's see. This would be during like a rally phase.
Yeah, you roll the snakes and then you're like heat of battle, and then you go to that little chart. Some nationalities have extra pluses on them.
Like if he's broken, if you're rolling.
That's the neg one, yes.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
+1, worse for you, +1.
Yeah, harder to do because they're going from broken to a heat of battle situation. So yeah.
Because a lower roll gives you better results. So
right.
The plus, which nation is most likely to go berserk or bonsai?
Oh, let's see. The Japanese.
Yeah, they're +4, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there it is on my chart. And Russians are +2. They tend to do human waves more, go berserk more often. And Axis Minor in Italian, I think that's pushing them toward the surrender more often.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then the French and Partisan +1. And if you're elite, British, or Finnish, you're neg1 on the heat of battle die roll.
The Finnish too, huh?
Finnish neg1.
Yeah. Okay.
They are, I think why would that be? I guess they're just more self-regulated. They do the self-rally and they have a different leader structure. I don't know. Probably check the notes columns. But so if you roll a 1 through 5 on 2 dice, you get the hero and the battle hardening. I'm sorry, 1 through 5, you get the hero creation. And then if 1 through 4, and if you get a 5 or a 6, you get the hero and the battle hardening both, because the battle hardening's 5 to 8. And then Berserk was 9 to 11, and Boxcars was surrender.
Oh, yes.
So now you think about it, then that +4 on the Japanese makes them surrender more often. That doesn't make sense. The Italians, maybe, historically, supposedly, I don't want to be insulting our Italian friends. But then there's notes on this, so I'll just look at those. Non-elite Italian and Axis minors surrender on a heat of battle die roll greater than 10, so that helps explain how the +3 makes them surrender more often.
Yeah.
If you get the surrender, you treat it as berserk. If you're Japanese, Gurkha, Partisan, Fanatic, Commissars, SS versus Russians are subject to no quarter. So they take all those exceptions of people who don't surrender a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Treat it as battle hardening if you're Japanese in a pillbox or a cave, or if assaulting, evacuating a beach. So there's some exceptions to that. And then if you get the berserk roll, you treat it as battle hardening if there's no known enemy in your line of sight. Or if you're in a pillbox, or a cave, you're not going to charge out of those protective areas, etc. Yeah. So one of the results.
So and those would be battle hardening also. Pillbox cave.
Yeah. You can do the heat of. You can battle harden in those, but you won't go berserk.
Okay. Yeah.
If you get the berserk result. Yeah.
Okay.
So then you get heroes. What is a hero counter?
Well, it's a single man counter. So it's, it's got a 3 numbers on it for fire, and for rally, and for
range. 149.
Are they all 149 heroes?
Yep, all nationalities.
I don't think I've
ever thought about it.
I have never noticed that. But of course, now that I think about it, yeah, 149s. Okay.
Yeah, the one represents they can actually shoot on their own, of course, which is different than a leader. So if it fails a morale check, what happens to the hero counter? The hero counter. Is he broken?
Wow, I think he gets wounded.
Yep, and on the back side, he's a 138, and it's a wounded side. So you flip it right over, and then you take a wound severity check. You roll 1 die, and if you get a certain number or 2, what happens to him? If you roll 5 or 6,
he dead.
Yep, it's a severe wound, and he's gone.
As Yoda would say, dead he is, Jim.
Jim? Are you mixing your Star Trek and your Star Wars?
Yes, I am. Don't tell Mike Rizzi.
So what happens if a wounded hero fails a morale check?
I gotta think he's dead. And they also have less movement factors, I think, right? Don't they have movement of 3 or something like that instead of?
Yes, the wounded move. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is good. That's correct. So then, does a hero ever break?
I guess not.
No, they never do.
Yeah.
Does your spirit ever break, Jeff?
Daily.
Or sometimes just around the holidays?
Only if I go on nextdoor.com.
Your next door neighbors have broken your spirit.
They have broken my spirit.
Does your grandma's best china ever break?
Yeah. Yeah, we broke it all already.
Sadly.
Yeah, sadly.
Does a hero ever go berserk?
Oh, gosh. You ask a lot of darn fool questions, Dave.
No, this is a real question.
Oh, okay. Does a hero ever go berserk? Sure, I think so.
I would think so too, but the answer is no.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, he's a hero. Let's see. Does he ever go berserk? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does a hero ever cower?
No.
No, because he's a hero. Does he
Right.
ever pin?
Yes.
Well, there are exceptions. Yeah, the answer basically is not on a pin check, but if he has a Panzerfaust check and he rolls that 6 or something, then he's pinned. An anti-tank magnetic mine check, the same thing. Or if a hut collapses on him in the Pacific, anyone who gets in a collapsed hut is pinned. Minimum move rule, where remember if you don't have enough movement factors to go into the hex, you can still go in there, and then you're marked with a pin counter, so you can't advance afterward. Those still apply.
This is like asking the head of the World Health Organization, should we wear masks or not? Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes.
It depends.
No. Wait. Yes. No.
Well, just think too, though. I think most of that's logical. He's not going to pin on his own morale check, which is what the other guys do, because he's heroic. But being heroic doesn't mean he gets to throw a collapsed hut off of him like he's a superhero.
Shoot.
He's a regular hero.
Yeah. Okay.
Not a superhero. His printed morale level is never lowered by any cause, but it could be increased to 10 by various causes. And it referenced a rule that I went and checked, and I was kind of surprised, and maybe we've been playing this way the whole time. It referenced rule A.18, first page or second page of the rule book. Morale level ceiling. Regardless of circumstances, a unit's morale level can never be increased beyond 10.
Even the Kleinschmidt and Hallett counters?
Yes, and this is true even if those counters go fanatic or heroic, or if they're with a commissar or part of a human wave. I think we've had a lot of commissars in Timonen and I playing all that Valor of the Guards, right?
Right. Sure.
I think we've been raising their morales to 11.
Really? Like
I think we have been.
They're doing a human wave or something?
Well, if they're with the commissar, automatically raises their level.
Right.
And if they're already up, I'm not sure. I should check with Dave and see what he thinks we've been doing. But I think at one point we were thinking about that, like 11, because 12 would always be failure boxcars. You can't have your morale raised to that. No, I think we remembered it was a 10 because we did the logic like, oh, what if it goes to 12? Then they can't possibly break. So it can't be raised up that high. And I think we may have ended up with 10. We may have ended up with 11. I don't know.
Could be doing it all wrong, Dave.
Shameful confessions of a longtime ASLer.
Yeah. Shh. It's all right. Nobody's listening.
So in your creation rule, 15.21, a hero is randomly created from other personnel types, even if broken during the course of play by a subsequent heat of battle die roll 2 die less than or equal to 6, as we saw on the chart. Does a leader which becomes heroic automatically rally if he's broken?
Let's see.
A leader is broken. He rolls snakes. He rolls heroic leader.
Yes, I would think so. Yes.
Automatically. Does it retain his leadership modifier and all leader capabilities, even though he's a heroic leader now?
Yeah, I would think so. Sure.
Yeah, he does. As well as any higher morale rating. So a 10-2 or a 10-3 leader would be considered a 1-4-10 hero. 1-3-9 if wounded. A leader that becomes heroic is marked with a generic hero counter. There's those little orange ones we stick on a leader.
Mm-hmm.
It shows the 149 X on it. X is a reminder that it retains his own leadership or commissar benefits and heroic qualities. And so may a heroic leader combine his heroic die roll modifier with his leadership die roll modifier?
No.
So, and you are right, but I know I played this wrong with Dave. We just fixed ourselves on this in about the middle of our Valor of the Guard games. We were taking a 9-1 leader. If he became heroic, we were treating him as a 9-2. Sorry, everyone. I think we got up to like the 10-2 leader went heroic, and then we're like 10-3, or was he a 3 and going to a 4? And for some reason, we suddenly remembered, like, wait a minute. I don't think this is legal. So we stopped doing it. And now we do it right.
Good. Don't you feel better?
I do.
Yeah.
If a heroic leader is eliminated, can he still be the cause of a leader loss morale check?
Yeah, he's still a leader.
Yep, he can be the cause of a leader loss morale check.
Yes.
Can it be the cause of a cold? A heroic leader, if he's eliminated, can that be the cause of a cold?
No, that's an old wives' tale.
Correct.
Yeah.
Can it be the cause of a fiduciary relationship?
Wow, that sounds a little risque. No.
You are correct. No. Well, I don't even know what that means. A multi-man. Go ahead. What?
I'm just going to say that's sad.
Oh.
I learned what the word fiduciary means from Mary Poppins.
Oh, yes, because the bankers sing it.
Yeah.
Fiduciary bank.
Yes. Fidelity. The Dawes. Mountly Fidelity Fiduciary.
Fiduciary bank.
Yes.
It's my tuppence.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it to him. What
They
a
never did.
great.
They never did give the old lady the tuppence, which I thought was ruined the whole movie for me. They talked about it, they ached for it, but
The
never.
feed the bird lady?
Yeah, I think she died right at the end.
Oh,
They didn't show that.
it's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, I think she was beaten by the Droogs from Clockwork Orange.
Yes, I think that's true. And as Mary Poppins was flying away, she just dropped some poppies on the old lady's grave. That was it.
Oh, all right. I'm
Bert
just stuck.
buried her because he had another side job as a undertaker. Because the chalk paintings was not paying well. So anyway, that's a whole nother story. Go ahead.
The things you never know about these characters. A multi-man counter, which creates a hero, is not affected in any way other than possibly also increasing in value due to battle hardening. So a multi-man counter, which creates a hero, stays a multi-man counter also. Does the hero share the multi-man counter's fire movement status at the time of its creation?
Ooh, wow.
So the squad is moved two movement factors, and then
and then the hero gets created. He's dropped to 3. Can he only move one more? Is that what you're asking? Wow.
Yeah, do they share the multi-man counter's fire or movement status?
I always do.
Yeah, it is. And if it's marked with a prep counter, then the hero's prepped already too.
Okay. Wow, that was close. I almost had a Kleinschmidt moment.
Using both your leader modifier and your hero leader modifier.
Yeah, just in general, plain wrong all this time.
It's kind of minor, but hey, I think they should be able to use both. But you're already a neg 1 leader. Now you're heroic.
It kind of makes sense.
Why can't you have a neg 2 then?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Weapons use 15.23. A hero may use a non-machine gun support weapon as if he was a leader, but he applies a negative to his to hit. So if he picks up a ATR, he can fire it as if he were a leader, but he has a neg what to his die roll? To hit die roll.
My gosh, let's see. As if you were a leader. I don't know. Has he got a neg 1 or something on it?
Yep, a neg 1 is it. So it's pretty good to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. If a hero uses a machine gun, it's at, instead of a other sport weapon, he uses a machine gun, is it at full firepower or half firepower? Can a hero pick up a medium machine gun and fire it at full or at half?
Half.
He's a hero. Full.
Oh, wow.
That's what you want to use those guys for.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but he does have to add a...
Of course, and I know I've played it that way.
Well, yeah, but a leader cannot. So he is different than the leader. And there's that chart we always just go to, that little chart. It says single man counter, meat machine gun, fire at full, fire takes 2 of them, whatever. He does add a +1 though to his to hit or IFT die roll, which is negated by his neg 1 heroic die roll modifier, which I also was doing wrong. We had a hero. I had a hero firing the machine gun on top of that building. And I knew he added a +1, but I didn't know that his neg 1 would still count. So it does. Read the rules, I guess.
Okay.
Does a hero forfeit his own inherent firepower during a phase in which he fires a support weapon? Can he still fire his little 1-shot? And can he fire the machine gun and his 1-shot?
No, I don't think so.
No, he cannot. He forfeits it.
Yeah.
Now, get this. A hero may fire any gun less than 82 millimeters that normally requires a crew, as if it were captured and being fired by an enemy crew.
Whoa.
A gun. So a 76 anti-tank gun in the street. He can load and fire, but he takes both the captured and the enemy crew if he's an enemy, I guess. But his heroic dial modifier does not apply either.
Okay.
So if firing a gun greater than 82 millimeter, it may fire only once per game turn with him. It's too heavy to load it, I guess. The big shot.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Now, a hero cannot change the covered arc of a non-turreted weapon. He's not a superhero. He can't push the giant cannon around.
Makes sense. That's common sense.
And the cool heroic thing is the hero can stand outside of the tank and fire the AAMG on top of the turret.
Oh, okay.
He can do that. He's the only unit which can fire an AAMG while he's a rider instead of a passenger.
So he's got to be on it.
Yeah, he just jumps on there as a rider and starts shooting that thing.
Cool.
That is cool. I think I've done it very often, but
yeah, I don't think I've ever tried that, but
heroic dial modifier. So the hero or any fire group he's with can be providing the hero's firing at normal range of either his inherent firepower, which is 1/4, range of 4, or his weapon. So if he has that, this is why people say give him the ATR, because the ATR he's shooting at, his range becomes 12 or 10 or something. So now he can direct a fire group out to a farther range than his little 4. I learned that from Carl Noriega. No, I did that on purpose.
Yes, I know you did.
Sorry, Carl. So he can. That's the benefit of giving him a long range weapon. Now, he may deduct 1 from the shot or a close combat because he's a hero. Neg 1, right?
Yeah.
So now, is this dial modifier of the hero cumulative with that of any applicable leadership dial modifier in the same stack? So you got a stack, a 9 neg 1 leader and a 149 hero, and 2 squads. It's an 8, 9. It's a 9 shot. Is it neg 1 or neg 2? Can you use both the leader and the hero then?
Wow. Ooh, that would be nice if you could. What a treat. Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
Really?
Were you looking at my picture on that? No. I was signaling you visually.
No. Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I'd get a better signal if I had my monitor off.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm looking at you now.
No, you can leave it off. So I think that's what confused me. The leader can be combined with a hero, 2 separate counters.
Yeah.
But a heroic leader can't do both. That's where
Dave
and I were doing it wrong.
The confusion was, yeah.
Yeah, because we're like, well, yeah, the leader can go with a hero, neg 2. That's the benefit of having a hero with a leader in a stack. Not if he's the same guy, I guess.
I'm definitely going to have to go through these rules thoroughly again myself. Well, or just re-listen to this episode.
There you go. See if there's a spooky chart maybe. Is this dial modifier cumulative with that of any applicable heroic dial modifier? Oh, yes, it is. We did that. Is a hero's IFT dial modifier, the neg 1, contingent on being in the same location with all the other members of the fire group? So if there's 3 squads in a chain, 3 hexes in a row, 3 squads, he's in there, in one of the hexes. Can he affect the whole chain with the neg 1?
I mean, a leader can't, but
correct. But he's better.
Can a hero? He's better than a leader. Another tasty treat that I've never taken advantage of, I don't think. So I'm going to say yes.
Yes, it can. And we have done it when we've played together on the rare occasion that we've had a string. I've reminded you that it can be applied.
You remember that, huh?
Yes, that one I got down good.
Okay, that's cool.
Just reminding me of the game in the Pacific when somehow I double clicked the stack in a vassal and created a whole nother stack of machine guns.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, wait a minute, how many of those heavies do you have? Oops. Sorry.
That was an innocent mistake.
Yeah. It's hilarious though. Like, wait, that stack's over here.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the exact same stack. Does the hero's participation exempt other members of a fire group from cowering?
Oh.
Like a leader?
Yeah, I'm going to say no.
You're correct. No. Does the heroic die roll modifier apply to a flamethrower or a demolition charge?
I'm going to say yes.
No, it cannot.
Oh, it's not.
Oh. Does the heroic die roll modifier apply to the die roll in a game of craps?
I'm going to
He's
say
playing craps, with the guys.
yeah.
Yeah, he can.
Yes.
When he's playing personally.
Yeah, I think so.
Battle hardening, 15.3. So on our heat of battle, we got that hero. Battle hardening, an armed personnel unit can benefit from unit substitution whenever it rolls 5 to 8 heat of battle. This battle hardening effect improves the unit in class. Does that happen even if he's broken and he rolls heat of battle and battle hardening? Does it still go up if he's broken?
Yes.
Yes. You exchange it for an unbroken, unpinned unit of the same size but the next higher quality. When substituting a unit of the next higher quality, none of the numbers in its strength factor can decrease. And given a choice between two different units of the next higher class, must use the one which gains the least. I know it's a bunch of numbers game.
Yeah.
Interesting. It says none of the numbers of its strength factor can decrease. Okay. Yeah, something goes up.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, why would it?
Yeah. Sometimes like the range goes
Or is it
up
just because? Yeah, I don't know why that would be. Let's see.
a 247. Oh, a 247 half squad would go to a 248, not a 348 SS. So it just goes up in some factor.
Okay.
Can battle hardening be refused by the player?
I would think so. Why would
Yes.
you do that though?
I have no idea. You're trying to have someone break to route to a better place. You don't want to
maybe.
battle harden them. It's the only thing I could think of.
That sounds like something Bob Bendis would definitely do.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A leader which becomes battle hardened is exchanged for the next higher leader. So the 6+1 is a 7-0, an 8-0 becomes an 8-1, etc. Finnish Japanese have a different structure. The 9-1 becomes a 10-0. So you kind of got to look into that. Does an already elite multi-man counter or best possible leader or partisan counter, which is battle hardened, do they become fanatic? Already elite multi-man counter, does he just become fanatic instead of, because he can't go up anymore?
I think because you're asking the question, it must be yes.
It is yes, because it also.
Well, I don't know. That might be no. Oh, it is yes.
No,
Okay.
it's yes, because it's also the partisans. They can't go up in quality, so they just become fanatic too.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Here's a good one. Does it remain fanatic for the rest of the game, even if it's subsequently reduced back to the lower quality guy?
Oh, man, they think of everything.
They do. And this one didn't make sense to me, but so he battle hardened up to a 248 maximum.
Right.
Then he when heat of battle again, he goes battle hardened. Then he rolls whatever reduces you back to a 247.
But does he remain fanatic?
Right.
No.
No, he doesn't. So oh wait. Oh my gosh, wait. Does it remain fanatic for the remainder of the game, even if subsequently replaced? Yes, it does. But it cannot remain any loftier status due to yet another battle hardening result. Okay, that's the way it states it. So I think it's just saying leave it fanatic on it, but he can't go back up to a 248.
I
Just
guess.
in that case, just do whatever you want when you're
Yeah.
playing.
It happens so rarely, nobody's going to care. So you can't, you must have to make a note, just keep a note of it for that unit.
Yeah, if you got a fanatic on any unit that's not the max.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
It's at the max then.
It's at the max then, okay.
I don't know. Berserk, now that's 15.4. So if you roll that chart, you get Berserk. They are created from infantry. Final heated die roll 9 to 11. Some exceptions we talked about earlier. Mark them with the Berserk counter. When they go Berserk, Jeff, is a broken unit automatically rallied?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
And a leader, after first resolving the fire attack versus other targets, when a leader goes Berserk, he must attempt to change the rest of the units in the same location to Berserk also. So does that apply even to broken guys in this hex?
Say that again.
So the leader goes Berserk.
Yeah.
He's stacked with a good order 447 and a broken 447. He then has to check to see if they go Berserk. Does the broken one also check? As well as the good order squad?
Yes.
Yes, he does. And that also applies to units that are not subject to the same attack, but they're in the same location.
I'm glad these are yes/no questions instead of essay questions.
Here's one. It's not a yes/no. It's a short answer. Each such unit must take a normal task check in the hex. Leader goes Berserk. Everyone takes a normal task check, subject to the leader's modification. If they pass the check, do they become Berserk or do they not become Berserk? Do you want to pass it to go Berserk or fail it to go Berserk?
Or you want to pass it?
And you get to go Berserk, so I guess it's a good thing.
Okay.
So the higher the morale,
yeah,
the less chance. No, if they pass, they become Berserk. Higher the morale, the more likely they'll charge with the leader. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
After the Berserk task check, the leader forfeits his leadership die roll modifier until he returns to normal. I wrote, what? After a Berserk task check, the leader forfeits his die roll modifier until he returns to normal? Berserk leaders don't have the neg 1 anymore? Neg 2?
Oh.
15.41. I'm sure I did this right when I made my notes.
Well, maybe that makes sense. He's Berserk. He can't be directing fire and so forth. So it is.
No, they can still prep. No, they can't prep. They got to move. But when they're charging, I think I've been applying his modifier to anyone in his hex with him. So that I got to double check with Mike. And
charging, what's he doing? He's not firing.
He's in the hex with the squads that just check to go Berserk. They all charge out.
Right.
They get shot at.
Right.
He passes his morale check, and then he check everyone in the stack.
Oh, okay.
He's a neg 2 leader. I'm sure I've been counting that neg 2. This says after the Berserk task check, the leader forfeits his leader die roll modifier until he returns to normal.
Okay.
That would be his whole charge. What about the melee?
Kind of makes sense because he's just all wrapped up in his own berserkness. He's no longer a very effective leader.
People sign in on the comments and let us know if you're remembering that rule.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Berserk units, they have a base morale level of what?
10.
Yes. If a Berserk unit fails a morale check, is it broken?
I don't think so.
No. Does it suffer casualty reduction?
Ooh.
When it fails the morale check, is it half slotted and then keeps coming?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does a Berserk unit ever take a patsy?
Boy, I don't know. I'm going to say no.
No is correct. He's Berserk.
It's Berserk.
Does he ever take a leader loss morale check?
I wouldn't think so.
No, he doesn't care. He's
all-
still coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he ever break? Oh, we already did that. No. Does he ever cower?
When he's in his therapist's office, he will cower behind the couch.
Yes,
Yeah,
but that's
trying
the
to get-
only case.
So, how long have you been berserk? Can please come out from behind the couch?
It only becomes pinned except due to,
Pinned.
oh, it has the same things as a heroic guy. So if he does the Panzerfaust check and fails, he can be pinned or a minimum move or collapsed HUD on him.
Okay.
Same thing. A Berserk unit never has its morale lowered by any cause. And does it automatically lose CX status when it becomes Berserk?
I think it would, yes.
It does, yes, because it's running those full movements. Does it lose concealment status when it's Berserk?
Yes.
Yes, they jump up and they start screaming in anger. Does it stay pinned when it's Berserk?
No.
No. However, Berserk unit never receives the leadership benefit of a friendly leader, even if this deprives good order units of such benefits. 15.43, charge. So at the start of its movement phase, each non-melee Berserk unit must charge the nearest enemy in line of sight. Is this the nearest in hexes or the nearest in movement factors?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see. Nearest in hexes or the nearest in movement. I'm going to say the nearest in, wow, nearest in movement factors. So like if it's somebody.
It's going to be hexes. So you can think of it as,
It is hexes.
when he's looking, he looks how close the guy is. He's not thinking logically like, I have to cross 2 fences and a wall to get to that guy.
Oh, yeah, that
He's
makes total sense.
Just going to go to the nearest in hexes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then he's going to try to enter that location during the movement phase to destroy the enemy in close combat.
Yeah.
What objects or things can he not enter during that Berserk charge?
The space capsule.
Yes, he cannot enter a space capsule
Ladies' room.
because he's a guy, and this is before the gender thing, so he cannot.
Yeah. And Baskin Robin.
No. Why?
Because usually he's berserk. He's not going to take time to fumble around for money, and he can't decide. There's 31 flavors.
That's it. He can't decide, and he knows it would take too long.
It just make him more berserk. Too many choices.
Oh, he cannot enter a pillbox or a fortified location, a fortified building.
Oh,
Because if there's an enemy in there of a squad level, you cannot enter it. Berserk. Yeah. Now, if equal distant, the attacker may choose which one he wants to charge. If multiple Berserk units of the same side occupy the same location, do they move as one combined stack?
yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Unless one's in a foxhole and one's not, then they just go separately. So,
Yeah.
if it costs an extra point to come out of something.
Yeah, they're not in the same location then. Yeah.
All Berserk units have 8 movement factors, exception wounded. You already got this right before. How many movement factors wounded?
3.
Yep. And that total can never be increased, but there's always exceptions. Downhill skis.
Yeah, falling off a cliff.
That you can move really fast then.
Yeah, you can move
Just-
down. Like if it's 4 hexes down, 4 levels down, you can fall all 4.
Yep, real quick.
Yeah.
And road bonus. They still get the road bonus when they're berserky running.
Oh, okay.
It's true. I don't think I've ever had a guy berserk all the way straight down a road at something, but I'm sure it's happened.
Yeah.
With a unit which becomes berserk while still moving, example, it's not pinned or wounded, it must use the remainder of its movement phase to charge. The unit's movement factor allotment for the rest of the turn is 8, minus what it's already expended during the movement phase. Must a berserk unit abandon support weapons that cost more than a portage point?
Yes.
Yes, that's true. Or which, in combination with other 1 portage point support weapons, is in excess of his IPC. He's got to dump something off. But he may use them in the defensive fire phase or advanced fire phase prior to that, and must still carry those that can retain. So it's going to keep the ATR and run. It's going to keep the our light machine guns 1 portage point. Yeah. And DCs cannot be placed or set. He can only throw them.
Okay.
Ah, he's crazy. He's crazy throwing those DCs.
But he must carry the machine guns, so that's
The light, anything at 1 portage point.
you can't drop them.
Yeah, not a heavy one. Can a berserk unit assault move? Of course, this would be like the guys across the street.
Yeah.
He's gonna charge, or the guys adjacent. He wants to charge just the 1 hex into his hex. Can he assault move? Berserk?
Yes.
No. He's berserk. Ah. Assault move is kind of like you know, one guy runs this way and the other guy runs after he runs. You know, you see him in the movies do that across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. May it move in the advance phase?
Yes.
And the answer is no.
Oh man.
Now watch.
I'm falling off the edge here.
And watch this. May it dash across a road?
No.
And the answer is yes.
Oh man. What happened?
So he can't assault move because he's all crazy. So he's just going to charge. It cannot advance. I think they just don't want that rule being used.
Yeah.
Because he's got to enter it in the movement phase, and there's rules for that. So I think that's why they say it can't do an advance phase.
Okay.
I don't see it. Now, and then dashing, it's just really running across the road. So, yeah, he just runs across the road. He takes the shortest route in movement factors to the enemy unit, including bypass. Counting wire as 1 movement factor for this calculation only. If in the act of charging the nearest known enemy in the line of sight, he moves into the line of sight of a closer dude, he charges that guy now. So
okay.
He gets
So
to the intersection.
Yeah, right. Runs, goes out into the street and sees somebody closer. Yeah.
Yeah, if it moves into a concealed enemy's location and reveals it while charging another unit, must he remain then in this hex and try to kill them all?
I'm guessing yes.
Yep, you have to. So, you know, you could have a dummy stack. He could run right through the dummy stack to get to someone else he can see.
Yeah.
If someone's in there, you could go through the normal rules then. If the only known enemy unit is no longer in his line of sight, then he still charges toward the hex originally occupied by that unit. I don't know when the guy would disappear, but that's the rule. If he still sees if it still sees no known enemy unit, it ends its move after entering that location, and he's no longer berserk. Otherwise, it continues to charge to a near known enemy.
Okay.
All right, getting near the end here. 15.4, 3, 2. Must a berserk unit enter a known enemy occupied location during the movement phase? If it can reach it.
Enter the hex?
Yeah, must he enter it during the move?
Location? Yes.
Yes. Then may it possibly force the defending guy therein to attack with final protective fire?
Yeah.
Yes. And if the only known enemy is a lone single man counter, then there's rules for that infantry overrun. You just do that.
Okay.
Instead. The berserk unit may also attack with triple point blank fire during its advance phase, but this triple point blank fire is halved due to taking place in the advance fire phase. So you enter, the guy defensive fires on you, and then in the advanced fire phase, you get to shoot.
Oh, advanced fire. I thought you said advanced fire phase. Gotcha.
Advanced fire phase,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
You get to shoot triple and then half for moving.
Yeah. Okay.
And survivors are not yet held in melee. That's something I was always sloppy with, melee or close combat.
Yeah.
They're not in melee, and the stack is marked with a close combat counter.
Right.
So, now, because a Berserk unit must charge in its movement phase, it can never fire in its prep fire. Even if adjacent to the location, it must charge.
Okay.
However, it may fire during the advanced fire phase and defensive fire phase. And then a Berserk unit does not take prisoners.
Right.
And Berserk units are always lax in close combat. So there's a drawback to that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they're coming in. Ah!
Yeah. Okay.
And so if they have no enemy in line of sight and a Berserk unit's, if a unit suffers Berserk, has no known enemy, what happens to them then? Oh, I rolled Berserk.
He kills himself.
Yeah. He chews on his rifle until he breaks his teeth.
He does a Thelma and Louise. He gets in the Jeep and yeah. I don't know.
You go one lower, it's battle hardening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Terrain restrictions. Will a Berserk unit charge through an unbridged water obstacle? Not a stream, a river.
Yeah, no.
No. Will it charge into a blaze?
No.
Will it charge over a cliff like one of them cute little lemmings?
No.
I wrote that in, and you already did that earlier.
Yeah.
Will it charge the next nearest known enemy unit instead of those dangerous things that are on the board?
Yes.
Yes. So if he's surrounded with a pond and a blaze and a cliff,
yeah,
he'll have to charge the other known enemy unit instead.
Yeah.
Will it move into minefields?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure. Why not?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Will it move into an FFE? Fire for effect.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They're nuts.
They are crazy.
Will it charge into wire?
Yes.
Yes.
We said it has only one movement factor through wire. Did you say that earlier?
Cost. So yeah, that's right. They did tell you that. Yeah. Yeah. So you just pay open ground plus a wire and then just keep going, I guess. I don't know if you have to roll to go under or anything. But return to normal. A Berserk unit loses its Berserk status and returns to good order whenever it eliminates all known enemy units in its location with either that triple point blank fire in the advanced phase, or with a flamethrower during the advanced phase, or in a close combat, or if at the end of the charge there's no known enemy in the line of sight anymore.
Okay.
I guess you charge somewhere and you no longer can see someone. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the last result, 15.5, is surrender. A final heat of battle die roll of boxcars causes the affected unit to be broken and disrupted and to surrender immediately to any adjacent known enemy, good order, infantry or cav, as if they share the same location. If no known enemy unit is adjacent, then they're just disrupted. And then there's exceptions for no quarter, Japanese Gurkhas partisans don't surrender by the route phase method, etc. And that is it. So when you roll that boxcars, you are surrendering or breaking and being disrupted.
Okay.
No one's adjacent to you. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And there's a Spooky table. Do we have time just to quick look at it?
Sure. Yeah. Which one is it? Let me open it up.
26A. I think, unless he changed the numbering.
26A. Yes, got it. Effects of no quarter.
Oh, okay.
Surrender and heat of battle. So
he's
some some stuff related to heat of battle here and what can be done. Do they surrender or not?
Oh, like I see he's got the Berserk, Commissars, Fanatic, Gurkha, Heroic, Japanese, Partisans, Passengers, Riders, Crew. They were in those questions. SS, unit subject to no quarter, Marines, or non 6+1 leader. Can't be disrupted. And then he says if it can't be, right?
Right.
Or not. So like
Like
heroic is not applicable.
Yeah, can't be disrupted, and the other ones can.
Yeah. Can't be encircled. Oh,
Yeah,
there's
a good one. Berserk.
oh,
Berserk can't be encircled.
heroic.
Cannot be, and Passenger Rider's Crew cannot be encircled.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he found that somewhere in the rule book and got it all put into this cool chart. And then don't surrender in route phase, nor due to the heat of battle result.
Yeah, interesting table. I don't think I've ever really looked at this one closely. I don't know.
It's fun.
But yeah.
It's fun to see there what you learn, you know. Cool. Use Spooky Chart 26A, people. And this show is brought to you by Bounding Fire Productions.
We love the fact that Bounding Fire is a longtime supporter of the 2 half squads. They make super great products. They've got more stuff coming out, and you should go over to Bounding Fire Productions. Is it boundingfire.com? Oh my gosh. Pin it up.
We have it linked.
Boundingfire.com. Yes. Operation Neptune gives insight into the British Army assault of the River Seine at Vernon, France in late August 1944.
Great. Bounding Fire.
Yeah. Go to boundingfire.com, order some stuff, tell them the 2 half squad sent you, and they will gladly send you products. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Operation Neptune when we get that.
Yeah. And also we're brought to you by our Patreon supporters. So that'll be it. Yes, Jeff?
So thanks,
All
everybody. We'll see you next time.
Yep. Until then,
remember,
roll low.
Yes, and rally well.
But not when you're playing us. All righty. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.